Welcome to Coder Beans. This is part 4 of our JavaScript step-by-step guide. In this episode, we delve into JavaScript's control flow, an essential programming concept. The video displays written content and accompanying codes. Control flow is a basis for decision-making in coding, enabling specific code execution based on conditions. It's to successful programming. Watch, learn, and grasp this foundational topic. To check your comprehension, a quiz awaits you at the end. Let's dive in. Conditional statements are used to make decisions in your code. They enable your program to react differently based on the truthfulness of specific conditions. Firstly, have the if statement. This is the elementary form of conditional statement. It carries out a code block if a certain condition is judged as true. Secondly, the else statement is there. This can be combined with if to outline a code block to run when the condition isn't true. Thirdly, the else-if statement allows for the checking of multiple conditions sequentially and performs code when one condition is valid. Finally, the switch statement aids in decision-making based on a unique value, especially when multiple cases are at hand. It's particularly useful when you have multiple cases to consider. Loops permit repeated execution of a code block, handy for tasks requiring multiple repetitions. Specifically, we categorize loops into 3. First, for loop, it's frequently used when the repetition times are predetermined. Known for its precision, for loop makes programming a breeze. Second, while loop. This loop on a condition to repeat a code block. As long as the condition remains true, the while loop continues. Lastly, do while loop. This loop guarantees that the code block gets executed at least once prior to condition checking. Loops are an indispensable tool in coding. Let's test your JavaScript control flow knowledge now. Here's a 10-question multiple-choice quiz. Pause the video, write your answers. Answers revealed at the end of this video. Question 1. Which keyword declares variables with block scope in modern JavaScript? Var let const, d int. Question 2. What's a conditional statement's role in JavaScript? A. Multiple code repetition. B. Execution based on condition. C. Variable declaration. D. Function definition. Question 3. Observe the code displayed in the background. What do you think the output will be on the console? Please study the code carefully. Now consider the following possibilities. Is it going to print A, it's hot outside? Or maybe B, it's too hot? Could see an error occur instead? Or per D, will nothing get printed at all? Question 4. What is the purpose of the break statement in a switch statement? A, ends the program. B, skips to the next case. C, exits the switch statement. D, console message. Question 5. Which keyword specifies a default case in a switch statement? A, B, C, else, D, otherwise? Question 6. Can you determine the output of the shown switch statement? The code is displayed right behind me. A, option signifying the week's start. B, a phrase often used to refer to Wednesday, hump day, an option implying an unspecified day. D, nothing will be printed. Question 7. In a for loop, what controls the execution frequency? A, initialization. B, condition. C, iteration. D, block of code. Question 8. What type of loop works best when looping an uncertain number of times? Is it A, for loop, B, a while loop, a do while loop, or D, a switch loop? Question 9. Do you know when a code block in a do while loop will always execute? There are a few possibilities. It could be once, no matter the condition. Perhaps it's while the condition holds true, or maybe it only runs when the condition is false. Or might the execution rely on iteration count? D, it depends on the iteration count. Question 10. Which keyword is invalid for declaring block scope variables in JavaScript? A, var B, let, C, const, D, int. Here are the answers to those questions. Question 1 answer is BB. In JavaScript, let provides improved scoping, avoids hoisting issues, allows reassignment, supports block-level declarations, and helps catch errors. It is the suggested choice for variable declarations in current JavaScript development. Question 2. Answer is B. To execute code when a condition is met. A conditional statement in JavaScript directs the flow of your code based on conditions. It's a tool to make decisions in your program. It executes different code blocks depending on the condition's true or false status. They're essential for creating dynamic, responsive programs. They are fundamental for building dynamic and responsive programs. The answer to question 3 is B. It's not too hot. Executing the code prints this to the console. The temperature gauge reads below 30, triggering the else block. Hence, the said output is produced. Answer 4 is C. To exit the switch statement. The break statement in a switch statement serves a crucial role in managing the flow of code. It's central to controlling execution in the switch block, exiting once a case is executed. Its primary purpose is to exit the switch block once a specific case is matched and executed. Question 5. The answer is indeed A, default. The default keyword in a switch statement is a prominent practice for handling unanticipated cases. It enhances code's predictability and readability, preventing errors. Thus, it's a valuable component of control flow in JavaScript. Question 6, answer B, hump day. The hump day message is printed to the console due to a case label Wednesday, matching the day variable's value, which triggers the execution of the associated code block. This is due to JavaScript's switch statement, which compares the value of a variable against multiple case labels. It's a form of conditional branching, allowing for different outcomes depending on the day. Once a match is found, the corresponding code block is executed. Here, the break statement comes into play, ensuring that no other case labels, including the default case, are evaluated following the execution of the matching case. Question 7, answer B, condition. In a for loop in JavaScript, the part of the loop that controls how many times it will execute is the condition. The condition, the second component of the for loop syntax, is encased within parentheses, following the for keyword. To demonstrate, please see the coding example in the background. Initialization is where you start a loop control variable, monitoring the loop's progress. It's executed only once before the loop starts. The condition is a Boolean expression that navigates the loop's execution. If it results to true, the loop ensues. If false, it terminates. Iteration is where the loop control variable gets updated with each loop's completion. It's executed at the conclusion of each loop iteration. The loop's continuous execution is dictated by the condition remaining true. A false condition, however, leads to the loop's termination. To illustrate this, please observe the following for loop in the coding example in the background. The condition I10 governs the loop's execution frequency. As long as I is less than 10, the loop will run. Once I is equivalent or exceeds 10, the condition is false, and the loop ceases. So the loop runs 10 times as it iterates from =0 to =9. And B, the while loop. When you don't know in advance how many times you need to repeat a block of code, a while loop is the best suited loop type in JavaScript. A while loop is designed for unknown or changing conditions. It handles repetitions in code blocks, making it the preferred choice in unpredictable scenarios. This flexibility is what sets it apart. The continuation of a while loop depends on a condition that's not always known in advance or may alter during the loop's execution. Question 9. Answer is A, once regardless of the condition. The key feature of a do-while loop is that the code block is guaranteed to execute at least once, regardless of the condition. For example, you might use a do-while loop when you want to ask the user for input at least once, and then continue asking based on their response. In this case, the code block inside the do will run at least once to prompt the user for input, and then it will continue to execute as long as the user doesn't enter exit. Question 10 answer is D, int.
int is not a valid variable declaration keyword in JavaScript. It is not recognized by the JavaScript language, and attempting to use it to declare variables will result in a syntax error.
Control flow, including conditional statements, switch statement and loops, is a powerful way to control the flow of your JavaScript programs. It allows your code to execute tasks repeatedly and make decisions, making your apps interactive. Subscribing to the Coder Beans channel ensures you don't out on our informative episodes. Hit the bell icon to get notified about our releases. In our next segment, we'll discuss functions, a fundamental JavaScript concept for better code organization and reusability. More coding adventures await you in our future episodes. Until next time, keep sailing through the sea of code.